Listen up, presented by Dempsey's in Sportsland. Ryan, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're all good.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I don't know. I always said in sports, I don't know if it kills you more if it's a blowout, a loss, or a close loss. I don't know. It'd probably be a mystery until the day that I'm gone because I just can't figure that one out myself when it comes to my sports teams and especially the UConn Huskies. We're back as the UConn Huskies were defeated by South Carolina today, Ryan, with that final score 81-77 as Leah Boston pours in 26 points. And then the other Aaliyah Edwards, 25 points. You know, let me just say a bright side of this, man. There's nothing like watching Lou Lopez Seneschal play basketball. And boy, oh boy, it is definitely a shame that she was not with us for that national championship game last year because, again, this kid can absolutely ball. Lou Lopez Seneschal. But yeah, Ryan, I know you have a lot to say. We're going to send it right on down to you on this very down Sunday. You know, we opened it, our pregame talk. We said Sunday fun day, but not so much now.
Not so much for UConn, yeah, and I'm sure everybody in the comments is going to have a lot to say about this game, especially in about the final 2 minutes, I'd say. But Caroline Ducharme remained out for today's game. It was a whiteout today at the XL Center. Very, very electric atmosphere. Felt like the national championship game, to be honest, all over again. I had goosebumps waiting for this game to start, just feeling the atmosphere from my living room. But UConn was definitely feeding off of that energy to start the game. 10-4 run to start. I like the game plan UConn had, leaving South Carolina the deep shot. They were 0 for 11 before the fourth. I'll get into that in a little bit. Daring them to shoot a triple, teaming Aaliyah Boston as well in the paint when she got the ball. Rebounding, though, was definitely going to be the difference maker in this game. And about the job, Ayanna Patterson, I thought she did pretty good today on defense when she had to come in for Aaliyah Edwards and at times Dorka Juhas. Her intensity was really great to see. I think she played pretty good today. I also liked how aggressive UConn was. Good passing, great defensive intensity from UConn. And to top it all off, Lou ran the court and hit a three-pointer, a buzzer-beating three off the backboard, and Paige and AZ, all the players ran onto the court, but that definitely got the crowd in a whole lot. But quite the different story to start quarter number two. UConn was a little cold trying to score, much due to South Carolina playing suffocating defense. Second chance points off of those rebounds that I mentioned got the Gamecocks right back into the game. UConn went scoreless for about 4 minutes, and the difference was just simply the rebounds in that corner. UConn got absolutely destroyed on the glass. Way too many second chance points allowed, and tied game at 34 going into the half. But something to keep an eye on was obviously the foul trouble. Aaliyah with three fouls, and Ayanna was doing a good job filling in, but it was definitely foul trouble towards the end of the game that hurt UConn for sure. Back and forth third quarter, good defense, but better offense by both teams. And just UConn still couldn't really rebound, and it was pretty infuriating to watch for UConn fans. But Cordosa and Boston inside for South Carolina was the difference. UConn just they simply couldn't stop Cordosa from rebounding or scoring, especially in the second half. But foul trouble, like I mentioned, started to become a problem. Aaliyah had 4 at the end of the third. Ayanna had 3, and just a 3-point lead, though, for South Carolina going into the final 10 minutes. And really, really entertaining fourth quarter. The whole game was entertaining, back and forth. Just two of the best teams battling it out for all 4 quarters. And the big difference, though, 2 3-pointers. Like I mentioned, South Carolina was 0 for 11 the whole game. They hit 2 3-pointers in the fourth. UConn still couldn't box out Boston or Cordosa. And Aaliyah's 4 fouls, she couldn't really fight or battle inside for those rebounds. And this was something really, really interesting. Gino threw his water bottle on the court with about 3 minutes left, which basically gave South Carolina 4 points. Just Gino.
And what was the final score? A 4-point game.
Yeah, and I mean, UConn had the ball, and it was a 6-point game. So South Carolina shot and made 2 free throws. Then Aaliyah Boston made a jump shot. So basically gave them 4 free points. So Gino just not able to control his emotion towards the refs, but somehow UConn was able to find a way to get back in the game. We thought it was over, but we were sitting here for about 20 minutes waiting to press the record button, but somehow UConn was able to fight back to get it within 3 points, a whole bunch of fouls, countless free throws by South Carolina. Of course, ended in a 4-point game, but a hard-fought effort by UConn. I'm proud of them for just, remaining in the game, and they gave South Carolina a run for their money today.
Well, we already knew it was going to be. I figured it would be close. I didn't know it was going to be this close. And I tell you what, I didn't figure that UConn would come out on fire like they did. For people that said our girls are tired, this and that, I really didn't see it, to be honest with you. I don't know if you did. I really did not see it. I mean, to me, it's just a shame because this was UConn's probably their most, I wouldn't say most important game of the year, but it was a highly anticipated matchup. And they lived up to it. No doubt. Did they live up to it? But I want to say one thing, Ryan, is that they put on their best performance of the year. And I actually, even though it was a loss, I really liked the outcome because I was reading Charlie's pregame analysis before we started watching the game on Fox. And he mentioned about the return of AZ Fudd in March, hopefully, and Caroline Ducharme as well in March. When you pair them two back into the game plan, because South Carolina did a very good job systematically breaking down, tearing apart into pieces this UConn Huskies team offensively and defensively. But when you look at Charlie Cream's comments on the pregame analysis that I was looking at, it's interesting that he brought up them two players because obviously I see why people were jumping on me now. I admit when I'm wrong, okay? I'm sitting here now telling you and everybody else. And when I say that, I truly believe now all of a sudden that for the people that was agreeing with me, probably not many up there in UConn, but go all the way back. And when Paige Beckers is out for the year, I said, man, Ryan, this team is not winning the national championship. All right, pair AZ Fudd and Caroline Ducharme back into the lineup, and I'm shocked that I'm even leading towards this way. I'll admit to you, I am surprised. I get it, UConn, a powerhouse team, blah, 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 on and on and on. But again, look at what South Carolina is and what they do to every team in the nation. I am absolutely surprised that I'm telling you this right now. UConn has a shot at winning the national championship without Paige Beckers. Unbelievable. So a loss today, yes, but a job well done. Tip your hat to South Carolina. But I think it's just going to get that much more dangerous for these Gamecocks come March.
Yeah, and it's definitely a disappointing loss with how UConn just battled with South Carolina the whole entire game. And I thought there was a chance that they could possibly win this game given their performance in the first half. But really what did it was the rebounds, the final tally coming in at 42 to 30 towards South Carolina. So they beat them out by 12 rebounds. Like I mentioned, a ton of second chance points. But I completely agree with you. I think once we get Caroline back, hopefully within the next couple of games, she was out there for a pregame warm-up. So I think she'll be back pretty soon. And hopefully the return of AZ Fudd, hopefully in March. And I think UConn honestly does have a shot. South Carolina is definitely beatable. I think they probably could have won if they had those two players out there today, but we'll probably never know unless they meet again in March in the national championship. I think if UConn can battle their way through the tournament, through March Madness, and who knows what the seedings and everything's going to be.
You're right. And I'll stop you there because we can't downplay any team as far as the teams that they had to go through in order to play South Carolina again. We're not sitting here saying, all right, Ryan, definitely a rematch in March, and that's it. That's all there is to it. No, we get it. We get it. Coming out of the gates, there are those surprise teams. So let's not forget all the matchups that we have leading up, not only regular season, but especially more importantly in March. let's not forget all the games, the teams that these Huskies have to face and go through before reaching that highly anticipated rematch that we all want to see. And if you don't have that fire inside of you, if you're not a true diehard UConn fan, then to me, if you're not one of them fans, then I don't know. To me, you just have to. Doesn't it speak volumes, man? I mean, that's the way I've always been, especially with the outcome today. If I'm a true diehard UConn fan, like I'm not sitting back saying, Ryan, all right, they're just too hot, man. I don't want to face South Carolina in March. No, I want to beat the best to be the best.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely want the rematch, and I can't wait for, to see that. And I would think everybody will want the rematch, because I think I would assume that everybody would believe that this UConn team can beat South Carolina as long as we get Carolina and AZ back. But they came really close without those two players. But it's just, in the end, I don't think it's possible, because we saw it in the end of this game, but was just a foul trouble that Aaliyah got in, and Ayanna, of course, coming off the bench, started racking up a couple fouls as well. But I mean, it was a battle inside, but just the size of Boston and Cordosa, Dorka and Aaliyah and Ayanna just couldn't deal with it the whole entire game. Cordosa had an amazing game, and of course, Aaliyah Boston did as well, especially in that fourth quarter. But I think everybody should be proud with the way UConn played today. Amazing all-around effort. I think the offense looked pretty good. They struggled a little bit in the third, but they pulled it back in the fourth. And like we said, it took about 20 minutes to play out those final 2 minutes, and UConn just kept battling, and they had a chance to tie the game there at the end, but just fell short. So I think it's an amazing all-about effort. And I said in the last check-in, I wanted to be able to take something positive. And I think there's multiple things that Gino and all the players are going to take away from this game that they can be looked at as positives. So I think they'll just watch the film and hopefully prepare for a rematch, hopefully in March.
All right, let's start off with Carl. Carl goes, I'm hanging on to your show by a thread, Phil. For the love of God, get to the point. It's okay that you go a little off topic about Stewie in New York, but be quick about it and get back on UConn. Well, was you hanging by a thread today, Carl?
I think we all were today. I think we all were. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everybody watched the game too, because in the last check-in, I forget who it was, but the one comment said they might not watch it until after the game. But it was really competitive, and that's all we were hoping for.
Hey, Jason D'Amico always comes through so well. He goes, say her name, Phil. And I like it. Jason D'Amico, he seems like to always be on my side. And if you're not on my side, big deal. So what? I still love you. But Jason D'Amico goes, say her name, Phil. Laugh out loud. The real question you want to ask is, if Paige Beckers goes into the draft healthy, what will she be worth out of the gate? How will that affect players' salaries like Stewie? This could be a colossal mistake on Stewie's part. I understand her logic and wanted to be close to home, but man, Paige is going to raise the stakes big time, and Stewie just might be missing out. Y'all have to admit the popularity of Paige going into the WNBA is going to change everything, and the WNBA team owners are going to have to put up or shut up. The big question is, how far down the salary rabbit hole will a healthy Paige Beckers go? Peace, fellas. And it's amazing, Ryan, because we talk about it all the time. Why? Just why is sports like that? Why? Sometimes when you make a name for yourself, you can have such a down year, but man, you're still worth millions. To me, it seems like, why not always have the game to back you up? Like, it seems like that sometimes you don't really have to be that good to still be a star player.
Yeah, and sometimes we talk about all these rookies that get drafted and all the guaranteed money that they make even before they play a game. But it's a very good point by Jason. I see where he's coming from, but I just look at it as more of a team standpoint. And with Stewie accepting less money and being able to bring Courtney Vandersloot in, I think it's just a good team move, and it shows the type of personality that Stewie has and wanting to just bring everybody she can in, and the determination to be able to try to win a title with New York. So And it's pretty it's pretty remarkable because, like we said, there's not really that many players that would do that in any sport on the men's or women's side. So, but it is a good point about Paige Beckers, and if she is healthy, and that's a big if because we don't know if she'll be healthy for this next season or not for UConn, but hopefully she will. But it'll definitely be interesting to see when the time comes that hopefully Paige Beckers does get drafted into the WNBA and see where she goes and see what contract she gets. But I think we're still a long way from that happening, but we'll see. But it is a very good point.
How about one more? John Ippolito. This one was interesting. UConn by 20 over South Carolina. Aubrey Griffin, Lou Lopez, Senechal, and Dorka Juhas didn't play last year, and they are head and shoulders over the 3 seniors we lost to graduation. Plus, they are all 20-point game scorers. If Sweet Caroline and AZ play, then South Carolina has no shot at all. So basically, Ryan, we are moving on into the future now, and that discussion gets forwarded over to March, especially if we have that rematch that it seems like everybody wants it, especially now.
Well, and I like the confidence, but unfortunately that score didn't happen today. And I don't think it'll happen again, even if Caroline and AZ will play. I think, it'll still be a really close game. I don't think UConn is going to win by 20 or even 10 points by that matter. But, I think Aubrey played in a tremendous game today. Nika played good. Really everybody played good. There wasn't a bad performance by anybody. Like I said, I liked Ayana's effort coming off the bench. I think Aaliyah did an amazing job on offense, dealing with Boston and Cordosa and still finding a way inside that paint to score. I like Dorka's aggression on defense and trying to fight it and grab those rebounds. Not a whole lot of assists today for UConn, which was kind of weird, but they found a way to score, and all the playmakers got the ball in their hands. Nika was driving. Lou eventually got her shot going like she always does. So I don't think there was necessarily a bad performance by anybody today, but just South Carolina in the end was the better team today. And hopefully they won't be if we get a chance to see the rematch.
Yeah, an instant classic on Fox that we will not forget anytime soon. Again, Ryan, final score 81-77, Gamecocks over the Connecticut Huskies. And Ryan, as the Gamecocks stay undefeated 23-0, and the Huskies fall to 21-3. It's been Phil and Ryan on Listen Up. And Ryan, we will see your face Tuesday for the last check-in as Connecticut has to make a trip to visit Marquette, the Marquette Golden Eagles, location Al McGuire Center. We look forward to tuning back in with Ryan Renner this week. Ryan Renner, I will see you later.